The question is, how did I, from a suburban public school in Chicago, wind up at UVA? It's centered around a family trip to Civil War battlefields, and that lit my fire. Those battlefields became part of reuniting this country. I came to the realization there was no class in history on the mid-19th century at UVA. I believe that that period in American history is one of the most critical. I wanted to provide UVA with a center so that UVA becomes the best university on mid-19th century American history.
The center is going to be important in many ways. It is going to deepen and expand our understanding of an absolutely vital part of United States history.
We have, of course, here national battlefield parks, and we want to place undergraduates as interns at these national parks. And this will be a wonderful illustration of the practical application of the skills they learn in the classroom. Interpreting history for the public, preserving it, documenting it.
It will be strengthening our already strong graduate program. Our graduate students have distinguished themselves in the field over the last 20 years. Tamika, she's a wonderful example of the kinds of students who've come here, done splendid work, and they've gone off and written their books and assumed positions of authority within the profession.
I realized that I couldn't study the later periods in American history without understanding slavery, and I couldn't understand American history without understanding the Civil War, particularly when it comes to studying the experiences of enslaved women, and those stories have yet to be told. My work is linking the criminalization of Black women to the larger construction of American legal history. Elizabeth VARON and Gary Gallagher are excellent role models for me. I was able to glean so much from both of them.
Mr. Nau is himself a Civil War expert, someone who has worked tirelessly to preserve the history, the artifacts, the documentary record of the war.
Today, it's about 18,000 items. It's about preserving it so that it's not just about me, it's about generations down that'll still have the opportunity to look at the original documents. Many people don't realize how far west these armies fought. This pistol was carried by a Texan and he went all the way into New Mexico. He was killed in the battle and this was taken off his body.
The work we do isn't possible without the kinds of work that people like Mr. Nau do.
John Nau obviously understands the impact of what that kind of center could do.
We want it to be on the cutting edge, sort of asking the tough questions and getting us to rethink and reconsider some of what we think we know. That's how history advances as a field.
The repercussions of the Civil War are still very much with us, as controversies over the Confederate flag and other issues tell us. And so anyone who wants to pretend to understand American history or understand the present has to come to terms with the mid-19th century, and there's not going to be a better place to do that than at the University of Virginia, and the Nau Center is going to be at the heart of that.
I can't explain how happy I am to be able to fast forward from the mid-1960s to the year 2015 and be able to pay back to the university in that history department, a subject that's been so important to me and I believe is so important to the development of the entire United States.